We have so far learned about the conservation and what is in situ, what is ex situ conservation. Now we are going to look at the successful case studies of ex situ conservation. In the world, there are several good botanical gardens as well as in India. So we will be going through only few of the botanical gardens in the country so that you get an idea about the richness of the garden and its contribution. What is the role of a botanical garden? The biggest garden, that is in Kew, London, has the world's major plant species as much as they could represent there. Now, in India also, we have several botanical gardens which are able to house the plant diversity of not only Indian plants but also the exotic species. It not only is an aesthetic science, but it also plays a role of awareness, education also. You can touch, feel, smell, and then also the beautiful signages gives you a lot of understanding of the species there, the history of the botanical garden, and the origin of the plant species, etc. Now, usually the botanical gardens are open to the public. Unlike the research botanical gardens are not open for the public and only on the request you can go. The largest botanical garden in the country is in Calcutta. Now we are going to have a look at the India's largest botanical garden, Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose Indian Botanical Garden, which is situated at Botanical Survey of India, Calcutta, Havra. So this botanical garden genesis was during 18th century by Colonel Robert Kyde, who was working in the East India Company. At that time, this botanical garden was called as Company Bagan. And at that time, there was about 300 acres of this land until the mid of the 19th century. Today, the land that the garden has is about 273 acres, yet it is a huge place. It is a house of living repository of almost 1,377 plant species. It's a huge number. This is corresponding to 14,122 plants that includes the trees, shrubs, climbers. And this garden has about 25 divisions and has 24 interconnected lakes. These lakes are connected to the Ganges River. It has a huge collection of unique plants. For example, the photo that you're seeing is a great banyan tree, hundreds of years old. This is a kind of a landmark when you go there, and one you cannot miss. And then you have a huge collection of palm. You have double coconut, Loricea malvica. You have branching palm, Hyphaeum hibernica. Then you have century palm, Corypha macropoda. Then from Amazon, a water plant was collected, that is Victoria amazonica. And then a very noble looking flower, which is called as queen of the flowering plants, that is Amretia nobilis. Baobab tree, Adansonia digitata. And then you have Coropitea guensis and several such interesting species. TBJRI Garden, Tropical Botanical Garden Research Institute Garden, that is there in Thiruvananthapuram, Palud. Now, this is spread over 300 acres and it is reckoned as the biggest conservatory garden in Asia with over 50,000 accessions belonging to about 12,000 variants and intraspecific taxa belonging to 7,000 tropical plant species. The garden system includes an arboretum, bambusitum, palmatum, orchidarium, field collections of lots of medicine plant species, endemic species, threatened plants, wild ornamental plants, and lesser known wild edible plants. In addition to this, we do have a special conservatory where it is restricted only to the plants that needs to be conserved. We have in this garden special assorted collections of ficus, cycas, ferns, cacti, succulents, aquatic plants, and there are so many such interesting plants. This is a national gene bank for medicinal plants and aromatic plants under the aegis of the G15 countries. TBGRI has established a field gene bank, seed bank, tissue repository, and cryobank of rare and endangered medicine plants of tropical India. Mahatma Gandhi Botanical Garden, which is situated in the GKVK campus, that is the University of Agricultural Sciences in Bengaluru. This was established way back in 1973. It is known as a scientific garden because the plants have been arranged according to Bentham and Hooker classification that will help the person to identify the plant species. So botanically very interesting for especially the taxonomists to visit the garden. There are about 700 plant species live in this garden. And with the help of Ministry of Environment and Forestry Climate Change, they did attempt to conserve important threatened plant species of Western Ghats. This is also known as a lead garden status that has been given by MOUFCC, and it has almost 10 parts or sections. And they took a lot of effort to get the Victoria Amazonica from BSI Garden, and especially to see that there is no climatic effect on the plant. They came in the evening flight, and today you can see this Victoria Amazonica beautifully in the garden, especially in the pond. These plant species have been tagged. We can get a GPS reading. They have been labeled, and one can get even the Kannada names. Here you have greenhouse, shade house, orchidarium, ginger, and balsam houses, and a nursery. Huge, interesting place. Must visit for all the students in Bengaluru. Pleased to be told about the Lalbagh Botanical Garden. I'm sure as students you all would have visited it, but it is having a very strong historical background. This was started by Hyder Ali's son, who is a son of Tipu Sultan, way back in 1740. This garden is spread over 240 acres. And it is John Cameron in 1870 who was a garden superintendent. He was so passionate about the plants that he got all the rare plants species from the Kew Gardens from London. If you visit to this garden, it is very systematically arranged with several highlight like grass house. You have a lot of rose garden and a lot of monuments that you can see here. And you have collection of 2,100 plant species, 670 genera, and 140 families. And these trees are well labeled, even giving the origin of the plant from where they have been collected. I think the ethnomedicinal garden is the most unique garden in the country, which is always concentrating on medicine plants, starting from the lawn to the hedges to the every part. We have only the native medicine plants to the maximum possible. This garden has about 1,500 medicine plant species that have been collected from different parts of the country. You can see the Rudraksh tree that was got from the northeast India. You can see the Gugulu plant that was got from Rajasthan. You can see the Styrocarpus species that were got from different parts of southern India. You can see the Boswellia serrata plant. You can see different species of Terminalia. It is a true happiness to just walk through the garden. It has more than 175 threatened plants, and this also includes the endemic taxa. It has a nursery, as you see in the picture, with almost 500 taxa. We have a unique concept of 47 themes, such as primary healthcare, red list spot, and then ethno-veterinary plants, traded plants. Similarly, there are several plants which will meet the need of all from the school children to the working and to the old people for taking care of the primary requirements of the health. Thank you.